Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Pickled Dragon Unscripted. I am Dracoya, and I have taken over the channel today. Today, I want to talk to you guys about adventure funds. So, I was talking to Matt about this the other day because I just joined a really cool new group, and they're a new group of players, and for the very first time ever, our GM decided to give us a small little payout because we looted some bodies and we found a few coins, and I said, oh, okay. Well, maybe we should put X amount into the adventure fund. And they said, Dracoya, what the hell is an adventure fund? And what I interpreted adventure fund is when you get 20 gold pieces from your GM, right? Instead of, you have a party of 4, and instead of every single person only getting 5 pieces, you put like 70 or 80% of your gold into an adventure fund. And what that allows all of the players to do is not have to worry as much about some of the adventure expenses. So this covers room and board for the entire party. So there's no longer that one dude who shows up and is like, oh, I'm broke. I can't handle my money. I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just sleep in a barn. And there's a whole thing. Nah, we're all good. We're all covered because we all put a certain amount into this. So it covers your travel expenses. It also covers, if you've got that one player who doesn't have any health spells, but like a barbarian or maybe a ranger, depending on your builds, and they don't actually have any health spells, and they're always taking a good amount of that conflict, and they're always up in front, and they're dealing all the damage, and they're the real MVP of your group, but they don't have those health spells. That could also cover some health potions for them if those are something that are included in your game and there's not a lot of them in your world. It could cover. In theory, it could also cover if there's a type of bow or a type of weapon, but typically weapons are going to be up to the individual players for them to purchase, or tattoos would be up to the individual players. Anything that kind of ups an individual stats, that would be part of the individual player's discretionary personal funds. But the adventure fund would cover the cost of adventuring. And then you would have no problem as far as your broke players anymore. So, I don't know. I thought it was a really good idea, but one of my colleague players told me that she doesn't trust it. She's like, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't trust this concept. Who's going to be in charge of that money? How do you actually figure out how much of it we're putting in? Is it 50%? Is it 80%? And then, who gets to decide what that money is spent on? Maybe 2 of the players want to spend, all the money on your health potions. Maybe they don't. Maybe only one of them wants that. How do you decide who does what? So what I've always done in my game is we've always done the majority rules, and it was always very democratic. And, if most of us thought it was a good idea, it was a good idea. That's just kind of how that rolls. It's just part of adventuring. But I wanted to hear your thoughts. Is that a crazy concept for me to have brought up in this game? Have you guys ever used an adventure fund before? What are your thoughts? And then I'm going to pause and go ahead and let you guys know that if you want to support us and our channel, you can always go to our main page and help support our bar tab for a couple bucks a month, and that'll help support our bar tab, and we would greatly appreciate any kind of support because we do these videos out of the kindness of our own hearts, and we drink. Also, if you want to support me, feel free to go to my Instagram page, Dracoya Minis, and I actually do commissions. This is one of Minthara that I'm doing right now, Minthara from Baldur's Gate 3 for any of my fellow nerds. And I'm doing her for somebody that I know, and I'm pretty proud of it. Better pictures are going to be on my Instagram page. So part 2 of the adventure fund is not just your fantasy part, but also your real life adventure fund. So Matt was talking about how in real life, usually all of his players once a week bring like $2, although now it's inflation, so it'd probably be more like 5. But $2 to the table, and that kind of just covers the cost of things. So the cost of if you need a new map, if you need some new miniatures, if You need new, like, shared dice, new little pieces of terrain, things like that. Everyone just puts in, like, a couple bucks here and there, and that should cover a lot of that. It also covers, snacks, if there's an excess of snacks that are in need, because I think we all could agree, comment below, but I think we can all agree that the DM is usually the one that puts up the brunt of the financial problem, the financial responsibility when it comes to having a game. Be it, you're going to go ahead and pay for your subscription on Roll20, or maybe you just decided that as a DM, you're going to go ahead and pick up pizza every week before everyone gets there. But you, as a DM, you usually are the one that has all of the miniatures and the maps and everything else. And there's a lot of time and love that goes into everyone's games. So, yeah, that's in a real life adventure fund. But is that weird to ask all your friends to come in and pitch in $2? What do you guys do in your games? I am very interested to know. Usually what we always did is it was the DM's responsibility unless somebody had a bonus check that they wanted to share. And sometimes that would happen. But for the most part, my DM put out like most of the funds that were needed for any of our fun time at our games. So, yeah. Just some thoughts on finances, since we are facing this lovely financial crisis this weekend. I feel like one part of my life should have money, even if it's not the real one. So, come back and subscribe, comment, like, share, do all the stuff, and come back and have another round on me.